Mr. Bond. I've been expecting you. Just a trip today, Mr. Bond?
Where did your collection first begin? Can you take us back to the first item you ever bought?
My collection began about 35 years ago, going to one of the antique toy fairs and experiencing all these fabulous boyhood toys that I had, and one of them stood out was the Aston Martin. And I've always been a fan of James Bond, and I had the Aston Martin as a young 7-8-year-old for a Christmas present. And it just took me back in time, and I decided that I needed to get it just to bring back my boyhood memories. And then from then on, frequent visit to many toy fairs, I started to collect more and more and more. And as it became more accessible, I began to work, so I had a job, and it was easy to, save some money. So yeah, that's how it began all those years ago.
Out of everything you have, what is your most prized possession?
It's very difficult to actually pinpoint one, but I did see an American magazine where you could get the man with the golden gun, and you had to order it from America. And it took a long time, even when I placed the order, and it was the very early days back in the 90s, so it's the first time experience ordering something abroad. And it took about 6 months, and I was getting worried because I hadn't received it. And then one day I had a phone call saying that the package had arrived, and it was with the UP down at Avonmouth, and I could go and collect it. And when I found out the reasons why they held it, because they had to take it apart and make sure it could never fire. It's a replica, it won't fire, but it does resemble and is the golden gun.
How did you manage to get a signed poster of Caroline Munro?
So, sadly, a couple of years ago, one late evening I got broken into, and during the break-in some of my items were taken, and Caroline Munro, who was Naomi in The Spy Who Loved Me.
Mr. Sterling?
Yes?
I'm Naomi. Mr. Stromberg sent me to collect you.
She heard about my misfortune and sent me this, and it says, "Just for you, David, at Barber on Trym, with love, Caroline Munro, as Naomi 007. So she sent me this lovely photograph, and it is a treasured possession because even though I've never met Caroline, it's fabulous to know that somebody cared.
What is your favourite scene from any Bond film?
In any Bond film?
Any Bond film.
Well, you always remember the scene where he enters the ladies' room and someone's coming up behind him, and he sees that person through the eyes, the lens of the eyes the young lady is holding, and he throws him into the bathtub. And then throws the electric fire into the bathtub. And says, "Shocking." That was always something that always remembers. You know where you've heard that.
What is your favourite Daniel Craig moment?
I think there are many, but there's one I think is so cool and so Bondish. Is in Skyfall. He jumps out of a crane as the crane is taken most of the train away, jumped into the train carriage and just tidies up his cufflinks. Such a cool moment. It's just such a Bond moment.
What are you most looking forward to in No Time to Die?
Well, obviously in No Time to Die we've got a new villain, Safin. Blofeld's back.
James, fate draws us back together.
Madeline's back. And obviously you've got Q and M and Moneypenny. So there's got to be a completion to the end of this saga. Who is Madeline? Who is this new villain, Safin? And where does Blofeld connect between the two? Because obviously there's a connection. You're watching all the trailers and there's so much going on there. You know, you start speculating so many angles of what this could end up meaning. And obviously somewhere along the line, you know it's going to hurt Bond. He's there to be hurt, but he will save the day, as he always does. That's James Bond.
Imagine why I've come back to play.